Nothing livened up for a boy Tim of Doom better than an amazing pair of jugs!
Is this going? Alright. Stream's going, I think. Just gonna check.
So nasty,
Check if audio's
somewhat
up
of a
and stuff.
travesty having me. Then he told the people, you can call me your majesty. Keep your battery charged. You know it won't stick, yo. And it's not his fault you kick slow. Should've let your trick hold chick hold.
Alright, looks like audio's okay. I don't usually play music on my streams, and this whole stream is mostly gonna be listening to music and like interviews and stuff. Just hanging out while I draw on my iPad.
And he won't stop till he got the masses and show them what they know not through flows of hot molasses. Do it like a robot to headspin to boogaloo. Took a few minutes to convince the
Just gonna tweet it out real quick.
It's ugly, like, look,
I don't know if I'll put it on my
just remember
Instagram, but I might. Whatever. Where's my
and you know it like a poet, like baby doll. I bet she tried to say she gave me her all. She played.
I'm not looking at the chat if there's anything in the chat
The
right now,
villain got the dice
so one
rig,
sec.
and they say he accosted the man with the sliced wig. Allegedly, the investigation
Delio.
is still ongoing in this pesky nation. He got the best con flowing. The pot doubles,
not even he got triples. Madman never go
like snot bubbles.
Have mercy, you bet your life, baby. That's right, I'm down here with the world's most popular drinking areas, you understand? The South. Yeah, where everything is nice and they do it right. And everybody here is waiting for the $1 million jackpot number to come up, man. And you know, there's a lot of sincere confusion about just what the doctor said.
To the head, the new
Yeah, I appreciate it.
soon on a blue lagoon shoe as doom zooms in on a platoon.
Too much to do.
Sniper relief,
So,
swiping
I
off
want
the
to
stick
start
on
with,
this type of heat beat. Stranger on a solo
love
with
this
flow,
delay.
dolo paid. Played the position by the pole's glow.
Let me know if the
Heard it on
audio,
the
if the
TV
music is
promo.
too loud,
Swear it ain't me
or
in
if
the
it's not loud
PE
enough.
logo.
'Cause
Remote
I'm not
control
really
in its
streaming, just
overcoat
the
polo.
focus is
Go for
just
broke, get the dough
music
float on the
and
go-go.
videos.
Hopes and praise out of phase
We
with
just,
the
like,
straight
put
through the middle
names up
cruise.
on the
Hate the new
screen.
riddle too late, too little. Operation Doomsday complete. On Jump Street, dump the heat.
Know who's gonna take the responsibility if they gonna
Bill, one shot, one kill. Spotted him, got his off the top, done deal. Spill your guts, they say they said the Don dead good. You could ask a dread in your hood or John Edward. The truth is in the verse, not on the bottle bottom.
So,
Black
for
devils
the
is
first
worst,
bit,
first you
I
gotta
just wanted
spot
to
'em.
put on,
Ain't never get stuck on their boats.
like,
And don't give a fuck if you
a
get
bit
near
of him
votes.
just like kind of
At
talking about it,
most, you
because
may
like
exchange
this is
pleasantries, really don't
probably
go for the sex
the
change
biggest reason why
energies.
I always
Or Ben and Jerry's berries.
Just
Friends
so,
will make pretend
like,
fairies who take men's
interested
cherries. Just
in
don't
doing-
boycott his shit.
'cause he never seems so- Oh, I don't care at all. I don't care about copyright strike at all. Yeah, the video where he talks about the message of the mask.
The whole mask thing, really. Alright, is it time?
And I'm gonna put this. One sec. I'm gonna put this bad bad not good Doom cover as kind of like background noise. But it's probably gonna have to be like really low. Bad Bad Not Good is really awesome. Like I love their stuff a lot. And they did this Doom cover, and I was just like, I found them because they did the Doom cover, because I was always searching for Doom songs and stuff.
my point of view, start
Maybe
going more
maybe
into
playing both at the same time is not a good idea.
what things look like opposed to what things sound like. You know what I mean? Before, we ain't know what MCs look like until we went to the party and seen them rocking, you know what I'm saying? Or seen them, you know, most of the time you see them rock on at a show before you even knew, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, before video, pre-video, you know, so, you know, you really was going off the sound of the record. Straight skills. See, once it started getting more publicized and, you know, it started being, hip-hop started being more of a money-making thing, then you get these corporate ideas where you want to put what it looks like to sell what it sounds like. But we dealing with music, so what I did was I said, all right, look, I'm gonna come with the angle of it don't matter what I look like, you know, it don't matter what the artist look like, it's more what the artist sound like. So the mask really represents the whole, like, to rebel against the trying to sell the product as a human.
He says it matters what it sounds like, and now, first of all, of course, that's super true for music. But what always gravitated me towards him is honestly his voice. Just his voice alone was just like, dang, that's so, like, no one sounds like this guy. And it immediately like hooked me, so I was just like, I gotta hear more of like what he's got. And then obviously once I kept listening, his rhyming style was just like, now at the time actually, which is like way back when, let's pretend around 9th grade, I was getting like really hard into music, like in general. And I was just like, at the time I was more, I was in like the quote unquote like rock and or emo kids clique in the school, but I was really just like super shy and didn't like say anything much really, so people just kind of assumed that, I guess, so I just kind of fell into that crowd. So I was just deep diving on some bands that I liked. Doesn't really matter that much. But like, I don't know how I stumbled upon it at all. I really don't know how I just found it. But I found the Danger Doom album, and I thought it was so hilarious. Just the title of Sofa King, that was just so hilarious to me. I'm like, what is this? How is this a song? So I listened to it and I'm like, this is the best. Like, this guy's voice is so unique and crazy. It's like, what is that? And I kept listening to that song, but then I started like I said at the time, I was like kind of deep diving on anything I was like interested in. So then I started trying to deep dive on MF Doom. The whole Danger Doom album, I started listening to it, and I'm like, this whole thing is like amazing. And it's so weird because it was just like, at the time, honestly, that was probably my introduction to like hip hop in general, was MF Doom on Danger Doom. Now that might be not correct, because like I would just hear random stuff on like the radio, and it would probably just be like Lil Wayne or like, I don't even know if you would count Black Eyed Peas, but I guess you kind of can't. I mean, kind of can. And just radio stuff. But like that stuff was just kind of on. It was just kind of on, and it never really resonated with me much, the stuff on radio. And yeah, when I found Danger Doom, I'm just like, what is this? What is underground hip hop? I'm gonna deep dive the heck out of it. So then I found like a bunch of his stuff, obviously, and I was like hooked on that. But then he would do collabs with so many different people, and I would find out so many of my favorite artists to this day through him, and then through those people, their collabs, and like people talking about like them and working with each other and all that. It was just like this big spider web. So honestly, like, my love for like the old school underground hip hop was just like stems straight out from MF Doom. Sorry, I'm eating an orange. I don't know if you hear that, but sorry. And yeah, he really was just my favorite. There was a time where I was thinking Mos Def might have been my favorite, because I found out he was a MF Doom fan, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, because I don't know, especially back then, I never really thought the concept of like big artists being fans of each other was interesting, because you don't usually hear that. You either hear the whole beef stuff, or like they just do collabs and hang out, but like being like genuine fans of each other was kind of an interesting thing. So I was just like, oh cool, Mos Def, who's this guy? And I'm like, oh, this guy was in like movies I've seen. What's going on? I didn't know he was a rapper. I listened to his stuff and I loved so much of it, and his style too, and his voice too was like very interesting. Alright, that's the last of that orange. So for a while I was like, yo, and I was like on a Mos Def hit, and for a bit I was like, dang, I think I'm loving Mos Def more. But after that I think I got hooked on what's his name? Black Thought. Black Thought's rhyming was his whole style, and his whole voice. I get really hooked on like the sound of voices, and I mean I think it's very integral to music anyway. But yeah, like you don't think about it too much or anything. But like the voice is so important to me, just how it sounds. But yeah, Black Thought, his voice is amazing, I thought, and like things he would talk about and stuff. It just seems more. I just love the old school stuff a lot, because like most of it's just voices are like, they're really interesting, and his is like, MF Doom's honestly is like number one amount of interesting to me. It's like always been the most interesting voice. But I always notice it for like, you know, podcasts and stuff too, where it's like if the if one of the hosts are like have like a weird voice or interesting voice, I would kind of hook onto that. And yeah, for like a little bit I was like, yo, I think Black Thought is like the top dude at the moment. But like I always I always came back to Doom though, because he was, I don't know, because there was always some sort of feature somewhere, and it was just brand new, and it was so amazing. And I'm like, I would fall in love with like his work. Let me just like finish this video real quick.
Being, you know what I mean, it's more of a sound, so, you know, and at the same time, it's something different, you know what I'm saying, and it fits with the theme of the rebel, the villain, where, you know, to him, he don't care about the fame and all that shit is of no consequence, you know what I mean, it's more of the message of what's being said. So I think it helps people focus more on what's being said, and it's still entertaining. It's still like the theater, and it has the appeal of you know, something that could be considered entertaining, but that message is still there. That, yo, you know, villain represents anybody. Anybody in here could wear the mask and be the villain, male, female, any race, so-called race. You know what I mean? It's about where you coming from your heart. You know what I'm saying? Like what is the message? What you got to say? You know what I mean? So that's mainly why I chose to bring the mask into the fold.
Yeah. Like in a sense, so like in a sense, it felt the whole thing where he says like anyone could wear the mask is so much, it just resonates so much with me. Because it kind of like, because I was always like super into like Marvel and I can't say the comics really specifically, because like the comics, I never really read much comics. Like maybe when I was in middle school, I would rent out random comics from like the library. But those were just like random, like they were just not even in order. Like it would be hard for me to find a series in order at the library. And that's all I've ever seen comics in. So it's just like mostly cartoons and the movies. And video games too, because video games are a huge part of like my life in general. So usually, I just play a ton of that too, like the Hulk games or the Spider-Man games. But you know, there was some sort of recent thing. I don't remember which Spider-Man movie it was. It was probably like Homecoming or something. I don't know. I don't remember. But it was like, I think it was like this ad where, oh no, I think it was Stanley. I think Stanley said it, where it's like Spider-Man is a symbol for like anyone can do good, because like anyone can put on the mask and do right, you know. And in a sense, that's kind of what Doom was kind of also saying. So when he said that, and like, I don't know, it just felt welcoming. I don't know, you know, it's like he's welcoming anyone who enjoyed his music, because I feel like there's some artists where it's just like, this music is for this group of people or this sense of being. That's how I felt anyways. I never really talked about it before, actually. I don't really have like anyone that I can super deep talk about music, like my real life friends group. But that's kind of how I felt a lot of the times, because I would listen to like a lot of rap and hip hop and stuff, and sometimes it would feel like they're doing their thing, and I just have access to it via, you know, YouTube, Spotify, or buying it or something. But like, I don't know, it just felt welcome. I felt welcome in like the Doom Squad. You know, I don't think they ever called it that. That's actually like some sort of DC property or something. Yeah. Really. I just kind of want to start it off with like a bit of an interview. So there's this other interview I actually haven't even I wasn't even aware of until earlier today. This one right here. This one, I don't know if you've seen this, but this one's pretty good. I think I'm gonna keep this on and watch pretty much the whole thing of it. It's really awesome. My bad. I don't know if that's too loud.
Greetings. You're here with the super villain. I'm here
Let
with
me know
you.
if the volumes are too weird.
Doing this interview for Addiction. And I'll let you guys know a little bit about myself. What has your journey been to get you to this point? My journey to get me to this point was a long journey, I have to say. 20 years in the business, 40 some odd years on the planet. Started when I was born. My journey, and a little bit of school, a little bit of, I had 5 siblings, so it was fun growing up, and I'm the oldest. So, it was a typical family kind of situation. Always loved music. There's not much more I could say in that regard. I mean, I could go more in depth, but basically I was always a go-getter, get busy. Ever since a youth, and whatever I'm interested in, I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna test it out. I'm gonna see what it's like. I'm gonna master it. I kept my focus on things that I like, though, things that are more, here and there I might have made a bad choice, but I kept my focus on things that I really like to do. Music is one of them. And I'm still doing it to this day, 40 years later. Oh yeah, the next card, right? I'm like, oh, that's it, easy. What are your top 5 picks for getting on top and staying on top? Interesting question. It depends on who on top of who you talking about. That's on top of what or who, I'm like this. I haven't yet reached the top. The top seems like, that's the goal everybody seems to be reaching for. It's a goal though that is really outside of my reach, I would say, I'm constantly striving for perfection. So what I'm doing is constantly elevating and educating myself in a way that, all right, I'm better than I was the previous day. You know, so, you know, that could go on forever. There's really gonna not ever be a top. You know, I don't think I'll do it in this lifetime. So, getting to the top, staying on top, I don't really have an direct answer for that. Besides, you know, my experience. Share your top words of wisdom, proverbs, philosophies that help guide you through life. That's you being
I love the
me,
gold mask.
you know,
It's such a sick one.
All right,
How reflective it is and all. The shading on that, so cool.
that's a good question. Well, a wise man once said, "Do you?" And that's what he told me. The nigga said, you know what I'm saying? Nigga like, you know what I mean? Yo, do you? I'm like, do you? What the, you know? I mean, I knew what he meant. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't grasp what he said till maybe a year later. You know, like that was like the wisest statement I heard out of any book or anything I ever read or anything that could, you know, it's a lot of wise statements, but just off the top, do you. Be yourself, and that's the best thing you could do for anything that surrounds you. Anytime you try to copy something or maybe you're not being genuine to yourself. So when he said do you, as simple as it is, off the top, that's the wisest statement or philosophical proverb that I can think of. Off the top.
So simple.
Give me a couple of minutes, I could probably come with two more, but who inspires
Still
you?
trying to
Your
still trying
attitude,
my
your
best
style,
to
and why?
emulate that. I mean, I think I'm well, give me 1 second. So the whole do you thing is really very important to me. And I think as of right now, like I'm the closest I've ever been, but I don't know if I'm quite there yet. But I'm definitely trying to always just do whatever I want and not so much caring about, like, because it's hard to be an independent artist in general for, I mean, anything, any medium, but like sometimes I get caught up with just like I've been way better at it in recent times, but like sometimes I would get so caught up with just the numbers of like subscribers and likes and like comments and blah blah. But recently I've been in a good spot creatively for a bit, and there's like this really good bit about creativity in this very video actually, so I'll let that play out. But yeah, just I'm always trying to purposely be myself. So sometimes when I'm drawing something, and the way I do that is sometimes when I'm drawing something and I feel like I'm not having any fun, I'm like, well, there's a problem there. Like, if I'm truly being I'm eating, now I'm eating Sour Patch Kids. If at any point during the creative process I feel like I'm not having any fun, there's something wrong with whatever I'm doing, like how I'm going about it, or maybe even the specific subject matter or whatever. And for a while, so I've always loved creating my characters and stuff, and like for a while I hated even thinking about my characters. For a while I didn't care for it. I tried to do things here and there to try to like start up the I don't know, just start the creativity of it or whatever, but I didn't know. I wasn't even really thinking about it. I just knew that I didn't care. I didn't care about like making anything that I was doing with my characters and like my brand, I guess. And I was trying to figure it out. Part of it was the art style itself. It was very restrictive. I was going really hardcore trying to emulate the art style of like Hello Kitty, like Sanrio stuff, and Tokidoki stuff. It was very restrictive though, because and like Baby Milo, that kind of art style. It was very restrictive because it was just like, it was so, the poses were so set. They were so perfectly set. Now maybe their clothes and stuff would change in their environments, but the poses themselves, the sizing of what they are and how their faces look in specific ways were so set in stone. It was so boring to me visually. When I first started getting into like Tokidoki and like vinyl art toys and all that, I loved that stuff. It was so vibrant and weird and different. But when I got to this point like last year, literally at the beginning of last year, I was just like, I don't care. Like, I super don't care about anything that I'm making right now. And so a big part of it was the art style, and using Illustrator to emulate that really like static art style. And now I love the art style still as a viewer of it. I hate doing it. I hate like making that. So nowadays I'm trying to do what I find fun, and I've been drawing on my iPad, and I've been hand drawing everything, and all the characters are like, I'm trying to make them more like alive. They, you know, they do random things, they wear random stuff, they change physically sometimes. I'm trying to add that squash and stretch type stuff. And yeah, it's just, it felt good, it felt fun again. I cared about what I was doing, and I care now. But I see the interesting thing about that is just like, I still catch myself sometimes like I'm drawing something and I'm like, I don't care about this. This is like really not fun, and I don't care about it. Even if it's like supposedly like a little series of drawings or something, like I'm like, no, like I think I found out something about myself recently where it's like I actually kind of hate doing series of things. Like, I want to do a thing, and that thing will be like as intricate as I want or not, and then like I'm done with that idea. It's done. So I'm gonna go do something else. So I used to be like really hardcore into like trying to do series of things, and it would just stop my creativity so hard because I just didn't care. Like, I don't want to draw the same type of thing in a different way. It's like I just want to draw different things all the time. So that's just a tangent of me doing me, you know what I mean? I'll let this play. Here we go.
It's another good question.
Sorry, let me go back and see what the heck the question was.
I think off the top. Give me a couple of minutes, I could probably come with two more. But who inspires you, your attitude, your style, and why? It's another good question. Short question, but a good question. I would say off the top, I'm going with my first answers here, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting caught off guard with these questions, so I'm just hitting you to the head with the real. Who inspires me, man, to my style, and why? I would say if it had to be an individual, if we was looking at people as individuals, I would say me is what inspires, is who inspires me. My style, or attitude. I try to stay neutral on the attitude tip, not leaning either way, But my style is inspired by myself. Other than that, if it was somebody outside of myself, I would say my children. I have 5 beautiful children. Ages ranging from the ages of, I think he's 8 months now, to my oldest, who's 11 years old. So all of them collectively inspire me. After me, those are the next individuals that I'll say inspire me every day. I have an 8-year-old daughter. She's beautiful. Her name is Barry, and she's, you know, what you would say is they say it's like she has CP, you know, what they call cerebral palsy. But it's like it's something that they use another way of phrasing it that sounds weird. It's probably why I can't remember it. But certain things that she'll say to me in the morning time when I wake up, she'll check on me, you know, and that really, really inspires me for that day. She'll say, "You could do it, old dad," and she'll say something. She's like a tomboy kind of, like, you know, and you know, she inspires me. My young other daughter under her, she's 6. Ninty, and you know, all of them inspire me outside of me, but I see them all as a collective. So, tell us 5 things that we don't know about you.
So, I've been watching a few interviews of him. Some I've already seen before, some I've never seen before, but I always loved, I don't know, the way he would, like, I'm the same way. Whenever he's asked a question, he's usually pretty silent for like a bit. He's just silent, and because he's thinking, and it's just he's thinking, and it's just like really, you know, he's just trying to be as true as possible with whatever he feels and thinks. And I'm kind of the same way, where, like in real life, I think that's why I actually really love texting, because you can take as long as you want, kind of. For the most part, you can kind of take as long as you want to answer. So I'll just be like, what's the truth? Like, how can I fully like express myself correctly here? And I always appreciate that. But like in actual conversation, a lot of the times, I'm just like, I look like I'm spacing out or something. But I'm just trying to be like as truthful as possible. So I don't know. It was just like a interesting similarity, and I don't know, it was cool. Like, it felt cool. And both of his, so the question was like, who inspires him? And it was really, I don't know, some people might think it's like narcissistic or something, but it's honestly really inspiring. That it's inspiring to me, and it's really interesting. I didn't expect it at all, that he said that he like himself. That's really, I think it's a really good place to be at, like, mentally, because he always seemed really nice and humble to me, so I never really felt like that being the answer. I didn't really feel like, well, actually, on the split second, like, judgment, I was just like, what, yourself? Like, that's kind of weird. But no, it's just like, I don't know, just like it's like self-love kind of a thing. And that's really inspiring, and definitely the goal. It's really I don't know, I just love that answer was so awesome. And then he talked about his family, like his kids, and that's also just in general like really cool. Like, I didn't expect that also, because the whole like MF Doom like persona, you always think all this like, I don't know, just like bravado or like, you know, anger or whatever, but it's like truly is just the character that he's portraying, and he's just having fun with it. I think that's one of my favorite aspects about him in general, is that he always seems so just having fun with stuff. He's just having fun, and sometimes he jokes around or whatever, and it's just like really pleasant.
All right. 5 things that you guys don't know about me. You don't know me at all anyway. That's one. If you do, then all right, I'll take that one back. Number 2 would be, well, I drink water every day. Most people may not think, a rap guy, he drinks liquor in the morning. I drink water every day. I try to make sure I drink at least a liter of water every day. Another thing is, I love flowers. I love plants, flora, things, trees, things that are of nature. I always keep flowers in my laboratory when I'm working, just to keep the energy in a certain pattern, balance. Alright, another thing that nobody knows about me. Oh man, I gotta certain ones I gotta stop myself because I don't want you to even know because you don't know it, so why would I tell you? That ruins it. Especially for the dude who about to get caught out there, damn. Alright, let me see. I love purple. The color purple is my color. You don't know about me. I got a mean right and an ill left follow up. So you gotta be careful. You might not know that about me, or in general, it might be obscure, kind of like you would think that. Watch out for the left. That's the main part. I love life. I mean, is that 5 things? That's the 5th one. I love life. Which tracks?
That last one kind of hit me hard earlier. I'm trying to reach that level, Trying to reach that level of like appreciation for life, like at a more constant pace. Cause like sometimes I do catch myself thinking about like, oh, how something blank blank is going bad or whatever, But like, I've been thankfully this past year I've been getting better at catching myself with that kind of thinking. I mean, I still fail here and there, but like sometimes I'm catching myself and I'm just like, you know what? Like, just chill with that thinking, and then I just kind of look around. I look around and I appreciate stuff, just anything really. Like earlier, he talked about how he loved flowers and nature, and that was like really resonating also with me. So sometimes I would, like, if I feel extra terrible, I just like take a walk and just look and like just look at nature in general, look at the sky, like feel the air and stuff, and try to be more just like intentional with the fact that I'm alive at the moment. Just being more present is, I think, the correct word for it. And yeah, when he said that, it just, I don't know, I'm still just very genuinely sad about him passing. And honestly, this stream is just kind of a medium, just a medium for like it's like a part of the mourning process for me. I think I want to talk about it. And I don't really have anyone to talk to, like in a real life at the moment, especially with the whole like COVID thing. It's just like it adds in a layer of isolation. But some of my close friends, like, we would hang out sometimes, so we're still trying to hang out sometimes in person, but we do like to kind of keep those spaced out just in case, the whole 2-week period thing and all that. So it's just like, but at the same time, no one directly to me is like super into Doom as much as I am. So yeah, this is just me, I don't know, processing.
Track or song or musical compilation inspires you, and why? Which tracks, songs, music, what inspires me musically as far as musical compilations? And why? If I had to say, it's so many different angles I could go with this answer. So many different answers that I have that, from so many different eras and whatnot. But the first one that comes to mind in that split microsecond would have to be John Coltrane, My Favorite Things, the compilation that had the original version that they did live somewhere in, I think it was Paris, I think they did it. And they got the first time they did it was a classic record. First time they did it, they got mixed reviews, and people in the crowd kind of like, oh. They used to him doing other things, Oh, I think it was, it's one of my favorite things, it was, A Love Supreme. That's what it is. The Love Supreme compilation where he did it in Paris, and they have multiple versions on that, I have a small compilation of all the versions that he did. The live one, the one they did for the record, another version. They did 2 nights at that particular venue, and you get to hear the transition. They kept it the same. Really, basically, they rocked on. You know what I mean? And then as we know now, it's a classic record. But the public at first took it. They seemed like they didn't know how to react to it. Like it was over their head or something. You know what I mean? So that's one of my favorite ones, is to see that transition. Yeah, and the reason why is, like I say, it's something that's classic now that they slept on before. So I say it's one of the oldest examples I can think about in the timeline. What was your best wow from a track? Wow meaning say again? It's like, oh, it's like, what was it? I got you. I know. I'm just playing. I like hearing your voice. So Alright. What's my best word wisdom from a track?
It's kind of like a
from
weird
a track
stuff,
meaning a song.
Just giving him cards with the questions on it. I don't know. It just seems less personable. Because it's like one funner things in an interview for me is just like seeing the two people react and interact. Now it's great to see him in general just like do his thing or whatever, but I think it's just more interesting because just like, I don't know, the way people interact with each other, people just have really interesting personalities, and then they kind of bounce off each other. So if like the interview is really cool, or like, I don't know, it's different and interesting. So I liked his answers and questions in this video, so that's why I wanted to go back to this one. But just like the format was a bit weird for me, like I just give him a stack of cards and like let him do his thing. It's just strange to me. That's why I like. Right? That's kind of why I wanted to emphasize that moment where it's just like he was just joking around with the guy and made him say something instead of him just sitting there quietly. So it's just cool.
It would mean a song music-wise, a lyric in the song, a word of wisdom from a lyric in the song. I would say, in my opinion, shut the fuck up. At some point, shut the fuck up is the best words of wisdom that really. Alright, look. It was said, I forget what record, but somebody said that shit, shut the fuck up. Multiple people probably said it in multiple genres right now. I know, the terminology, it's kind of like, excuse my French, but shut the F up, right? It's very important. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I say that is, you got 2 ears, 1 mouth, 2 nostrils, breathe, you know what I'm saying? Breathe and listen more than you motherfucking talk. To talk shit when you're talking all goddamn time, shit like that. You're not even breathing that much. You're talking more than you're breathing and listening. So shut the fuck up you might have to edit that one out or beep it or something, but just coming from the heart, that's the best, the lyric, that, the track, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's a future track, I'm gonna write that shit. If it ain't out yet, I'm gonna write that one. I got another one called Feel Balls, but I don't know if it kind of encapsulates the whole thing. It's basically the same thing. Like, yo, shut the fuck up. Feel balls. Ball skin. Refer to Born Like This, scroll number 3. What would you recommend others read and why? What book would you recommend others read and why?
I always thought it was funny the look he has with the glasses over the mask.
Okay, I got a couple of different you know, I'm a reader, and I read all types of different topics. I would say, there's a book I'm reading presently. That's why it's the freshest in my mind. So this happens to be up front. It's a book called Why Darkness Matters. Why Darkness Matters. And at first the title was a little misnomer. It might sound like something spooky or airy or why darkness. That's just that's just something to throw you off. You know what I'm saying? Darkness refers to melanin. It's something that all human beings have in their body. It's a substance that's produced by the body and is produced in the brain mostly. And, regardless if you're black, white, Chinese, everybody possesses melanin. Now the book is written by, it's a compilation of writers, Dr. T. Owens Moore, Richard, I forget his brother's name. Dr. Richard King, and there's another sister that, whose name is in the credit. I forget offhand. But the whole book is about why this dark material that exists in everybody's physiology, why does it matter and what does it do? It's talked about minimally in the medical society, and as far as the public knows little about it. You hear melanin, and you think, it's black people think. Melanin is a very, very, the substance itself is very it adapts to any situation and anything. And it exists in the brain, the part of the brain called the substantia nigra, neither here nor there, but it exists in the brain in the parts where it enhances how you think. So, I'm halfway through the book, but that's a book that I would say, that's why I read it. This is very important to all human beings, that information. What's the craziest thing you've done to pursue your dreams? I guess I should read this to myself before I read it out loud. No, okay, I'm trapped into the question. All right. What's the craziest thing you've done to pursue your dreams? It's hard to answer that question. Reason being, I never was a pursue your dream type of individual per se. I'm like go get it, like just do it. You can skip the dream. Like to me, I skip the dream part. Just go, think about it, do it. You know what I'm saying? Nice. So, the craziest thing I had to ever do to go get it. I mean, that ranges. And it varies.
That's such a good point. It's just like I don't know. It seems that's the simplicity of it. I feel like life is a lot more simple than we ever really think about it, and that's the problem because we think too much. I definitely do, and things are a lot simpler than I think. And he summed it up perfectly, where it's just like yeah, he said he wasn't really the type to dream of things. He just thought of it, what he wanted, and he just kind of went and did it. And it was really, it's a testament to his success, because it's just like, he's been doing this since he was like 18 or something, or younger even. And when I say this, I mean like publicly on like albums and stuff, like ever since KMD and stuff. Because like before then, I'm sure he was doing some. I think he said like he was part of like a little crew, and yeah, they just hung out and like did all kinds of stuff. They would do dancing, break dancing. They would do graffiti. They would do different stuff like that. They would listen to music and stuff, and then part of it would be like, yeah, they would rap. They would write. He talked about this in a different thing, in a different interview. just that mentality is really important to me. Like I'm just trying to focus on it because just like it's what I want to emulate more. Just wanting to do something and doing it, because I think I muddle up my own process, my own creative process, and my own thinking process by like I really think a lot. I think too much, and then I start making like this like big to-do list thing, and then now it's just a bunch of clutter. Like it just looks like clutter, so then it's just like it stops me even more from even progressing. So what I have been doing more recently, there's a lot of growth in the last year, to be honest. Now, sorry, I'm still eating some Sour Patch Kids, but yeah, I'm just trying to be. I tweeted this out earlier. I think yesterday or something. It was just a thought that popped into my head, and I'm like, I'll just tweet it because why not? That's what you do with random thoughts sometimes. You just throw it out there. And it was just like New Year's resolution: make more, do better. Now that's not necessarily like a big deal, really, but it's just like something where it simplifies everything that I like want to do, instead of cluttering it with so many specific things. So I can think of hundreds of different things that I want to do, like with my art or otherwise. But if I try to think of it all in one moment and like write it all down, I think that really promotes stagnation or like procrastination, like really hard, because it's just a lot. So at the moment, like my to-do list is definitely shorter than usual, and I just try to make things as achievable as possible. And because that's another thing I've been trying to think a lot about, is just like goals. Goals always seem so like, well, what's your goal? What's your dream? And it's like this big thing, and you always think of it as like a massive thing or whatever, but goals can be anything at all, you know. I used to have goals where it's been really helpful, because I'm not like athletically fit at all, and I was like so terrible at like running at any distance. I'd be winded in like I was about to say a minute, but that's way. If I started running, not like sprinting, but like at least a jog for a bit. Well, I mean, I guess technically a little bit faster than a jog, whatever. But like I would literally be winded in like 10-15 seconds. And but see, the thing is like I've started running at the beginning of last year. Actually, a little bit before last year. I started running, and yeah, what helped so much is that, because like I was so disappointed with my ability, because I knew that my ability was terrible. Like I just sucked at it. But I started shifting my focus. It's like, okay, I'm obviously terrible at this, and like it's embarrassing. It's like literally embarrassing how bad I am at running at such a short distance and being super tired. But I shift my focus to like, let's just do this one lap. Let's just do this lap today. Today I'll do this lap, because we used to go to this little park. We still go sometimes, but not so much now because of obvious reasons. But like it's still open, so it's just like we go like at a different time, so there's less people and blah blah blah. But like there's a certain like park that has like a decent big lap that's about 1.5 miles-ish, and I would erase that number too from my mind. Like, don't think of it as like a mile. Don't think of this. Don't like time yourself. I was just trying to make it as simple as possible. It's just like run until you can't and complete this lap. Like, just do this. So every day I'm just like, every day I went, because I didn't go every single day because I would be super like sore and stuff. But like, yeah, just every time I'd just be like, let's do the lap today. It's time to do the lap, and it really helped mentally to erase all those like thoughts of just like how much I couldn't do what I was trying to do. Because I don't know, it's so easy to be like look at these other people, they're like so amazing already. But it's stupid because everyone's on a different part of their journey. So it's just like if I go to the park and I see people running, like, you don't know how long they've been training. They've been training for like all their lives. Who knows how long. So it's just like, I just started today and it's already so discouraging. But it's just like, it's stupid to focus on that. It's stupid to think on that. So nowadays I'm actually way better. Like, I'm way better at running. I actually like it now, because I used to despise it, but that was just the mentality of it. Like, I used to hate it just because I was horrible at it. Like, I was just like embarrassingly bad at it. But now I like it because like I'm not terrible. I can almost run like I can comfortably do like, what's one of those usual types of lengths of like a race or whatever, like a 3K or something like that, 5K. Like I can complete like a 5K. Like, I'm not gonna be doing hot time or anything, but I'm just gonna it's just interesting to think where it's just like, I used to be so horrible at this, but now I just like, I've lost some weight and I've gained a little like muscle on my lower body and stuff. It's just like, I can kind of just do a 5K, and that's really freaking cool. I got really sidetracked, but basically, you know, simplify your goals is what I was kind of going for. It was just like, get rid of the clutter and all that. Alright, I'm gonna let the man talk.
And you know, as time passes, it doesn't seem as crazy, or it may seem more crazy. So I don't know. Every time I set my mind to do something, I would say, anytime I set my mind on a goal, whatever it is that's in the way, that's within moral and ethical, like, you know, like reasoning, I stay at it and go at it. So it's like straight shot. The straight line being the path of the righteous, which it translates, in Arabic, it's Suratul Mustaqim, the Sarat, they call it. The filament, it's the path. They say it's the Siratul Mustaqim, the path of the righteous. It's not easy to balance on that string though. It's a lot of discipline involved, and you know, morals, ethics. But if you keep within that path, you'll hit your goal. That's the most direct path to any goal or so-called dream that you could ever have. Your goal should be a dream. I can see the lining of the question. Your goal should be a dream. It's the best way I can answer that one. What are your coping strategies for when things are not going quite so well? And do you have any relaxing techniques that help you find balance? Balance and techniques was the kind of relaxation with techniques is the tricky part, but I get it. I get the question.
He gets very literal with some of the interpretations of the questions.
Quiet time is usually the best remedy. I try to, when I feel like things might not be going as planned, or there's always a bigger plan. Sometimes we don't know what the next play is. We don't know what the next card is, and it's unfolding before us. And sometimes we walk into that, and that was the best plan. Actually, all the time, that's how it goes. So when I perceive that things might not be going so well, I remember that. I remember that there's a grand plan for one that I don't know about, and there's parts of this that I'm just walking through, and I'm doing my part, and there's other beings doing their part, and there's ancestors that are there they're doing their part. So I'm in a physical body. I can only notice what my eyes, my ears, and my five senses could detect. So, you know, I try to just be silent and be quiet and sit down somewhere. I tell my daughters the same thing. It's nap time. When they start getting rowdy and, you know, they get like, and they crying and it's nap time. Take a nap. Only 10 minutes. They don't know how to count 10 minutes. Only 10 minutes, okay. But that little break is necessary. You know, being that we're the human, you know, there's a lot of stress out here and things are distracting. They can tend to take us off more square. So just breathing and just taking a break from everything and sitting down quiet time.
It's basically meditation.
You know, which reminds me, as I think about my daughters, what it is,
it's basically meditation where you just kind of sit and do nothing except like deep breathing and like just being present, the whole being present thing, and just realizing where you are in like the physical space, you know, because the mind really gets ahead of itself like crazy, or takes you back to the past, which is the same kind of issue, almost worse even, I think, because you might fixate on all your past problems or issues or struggles instead of focusing on like what the heck are you doing right now. Now the future one, kind of the same effect, same outcome if you focus too hard on future, because you don't know what the future is. So if you're worried about the future so hard, you're, you know, I mean, it's been said millions of times, so it's not like, you know, anything new really, but whenever I say this stuff like to myself or Twitter or a friend or anything, for the most part, it's just the fact that you have to reiterate on these things because you always forget them. You always do. And I'm trying so hard not to, but I do, and I forget them all the time. I'm trying to get better at remembering that because it really helps getting through the bad times and bad days. I don't remember what this quote is from, but I just remembered it right now. It's like, just remember, bad times are just times that are bad. And that's kind of the same, you know, feel of like what I'm trying to say. It was just like, you know, that day might be terrible, and it feels terrible because you're currently going through it, but it's just like, it's you're gonna be surprised how you'll feel like next week. And part of like getting through stuff, actually I haven't written anything in a bit, but part of getting through really terrible feelings or thoughts or anything for me is so helpful to just write it down and just write it down, writing everything I'm thinking down. Honestly, when I go back to that book and reading back, I'm like, I get it, but it was just so dramatic, you know? Like, I understand, like, cause like in the moment, it just feels so huge. It feels so huge and so life engulfing, whatever it is my problem at the time was. But it's just like, when I read back to it, I'm like, dang, so dramatic, and I try to remember that. It's a really interesting perspective to have, to read things you've written in the past you were so negatively passionate about. But yeah, it's really interesting to do that. So I'd recommend it if anyone's having like troubles with that kind of thing. Like, well, I mean, most anyone would really, just to, if you're having a bad day, just writing everything down, because at the same time it's an outlet, so it kind of helps at the present time to just get that out. But then, like, if some time passes, you read that again, and you're just like, what? Just what is going on with past self? It's really funny. It's just a really funny experience, but it's very valuable, I think.
Oh, it's to what I was thinking about. It was
He's
They
talking about his
call it,
daughter now.
nah, I forget again. Special needs. That's what it is. They call it, now I gotta make a point right here. They call certain children special needs children. It always behooved me why they call them special needs. I'm like, okay, all children are special needs children. Like, okay, so some children, they can be a little more like lackadaisical of what you do for the motherfucker. But if this nigga is, in case of my daughter, right? Yeah, she's special needs, but she still gotta do her chores. She still gotta, and she still gotta make her bed in the morning time. You know what I'm saying? A special need, maybe, actually she do everything herself. So when beings come to this terrestrial plane, we all come here as a brand new being. We're all babies born, and we don't really know where we are, and we have, some kind of guidance, whether it's your parents or whoever you were born into the guidance of, and you learn and you grow and then you figure it out. So you always would need help. So all children are special needs children. That's why I wanted to make that point. The next question is, what's going on with you at the moment and what's in the pipeline? All right, I'm constantly working. It's a never-ending battle. You know what I'm saying? Going on and unfolding. So it's so numerous. It's albums upon albums. It depends when you hear this. When you hear this recording, I mean, I just finished the EP I was working on. Well, actually, it's an album at this point. Bishop Naru, young fella, good head on his shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Very, very talented MC.
I don't know if this. 2014.
That's wrapped up pretty good. It came out really, 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 really well, and to me, it's one of my favorite records to this day.
I just didn't expect.
Out of all the records that I did or heard,
that came. I didn't expect that it came out in 2014. It seemed more recent.
When you do a good record,
not even 17. This video says 2014.
Down the
I thought it was more
pipeline,
recent.
there's something that's been in the
Like, if I had to
pipeline for a
guess.
while. But like I say,
Like, if I had to guess, I thought Neruvian Doom came out in 2017, which is kind of why I said it. That's what I would have guessed, but it's been a while, man. It's been a while.
by the time you guys hear this interview, Mad Villain would already came out. It's done already. It's up to the label when they put it out. That's like, little like, label stuff that sometimes causes a delay before the populace actually can hear the record. Then there's the Doom Starks record on Doom with the great Tony Starks, Ghostface Killer, Wu-Tang Clan, you know what I'm saying? My Wu brothers, big up. And that's again in the pipeline. It's been in the works for a while. It's basically done. It's just, the business side of it sometimes makes things take longer, delayed reaction. And it's, unlimited. I'm working on the next Doom record, a bunch of instrumental records. I'm working on, I'm working with his brother, Joey Badass. You might be gotta beep his name out. I'm not supposed to be sick. Is ass a word that you can't say? Like, well, it's in the nigga name, so is nigga a word you can say when you say it? Oh man, we get it. But Joey Badass, you know what I'm talking about? I'm producing his EP. That's it's in the works right now. It's just starting out, but by the time you hear this, it'll be done. You know what I mean? These young cats is go-getters, and I'm very, very impressed with the younger brothers that's coming up in the game. They know how to do it. I can sense that, and I'm glad that there's a generation right under us, or like really with us. Really they're my oldest son's age. My oldest son is 22 actually. So these guys are my oldest son's age. I'm proud of these guys. I'm proud of my son too. He don't rhyme or nothing. You know what I'm saying? He skateboard. He like that's what he do. He's very good at it. I see the same energy in these cats that I work with.
Yeah, rest in peace. I was really sad when I heard, his son pass. Oh, that's really like, I was really sad about it just because, like, I mean, for the longest time, I didn't even know he had like a family in general. So when that showed up, I don't know. I'm like, dang, what? Are you serious? It's terrible. Yeah. All right. I think for the rest of whatever this stream is gonna be, I'm gonna listen to some of my favorite tracks. I got a whole like Doom playlist over here, and I'm just gonna pick and choose stuff. If anyone has suggestions during the stream, feel free to let me know what's up. But yeah, if nothing's really said, then I'm just gonna chill and pick my stuff. Oh man, so one of the things I was always looking forward to is maybe another Gorillaz collab, because they did a MF Doom and Gorillaz did a November Has Come, and that was like it was a really cool thing, because I don't know, there's like, because the whole Gorillaz thing is comparable to like his Mask, because it's just like a different, it's just like it takes the focus off of like the artists who are making the actual music. And instead they're all like just cartoons. And it's a cool concept. I've always liked that concept. So so earlier in the stream I was talking about how there was a period of time where I was kind of listening to Black Thought a lot. And I'm like, dang, I think I like him more than Doom, but I always came back to Doom. It's been a while since I listened to anything from Black Thought. I do frequent his like 10-minute freestyle though. But here's something that's awesome. I think this is like the song's called Mad Nice. I think it was supposed to be on Danger Doom, but on the official release it didn't come out. I don't know why. Maybe just the length of the album or something. I don't know. I never really looked into why, but this was released like sort of recently, like in 2 years maybe. And it's Black Thought on it. And I thought that was like that. You know what? One of my favorite pastimes, is just like putting in Google like MF Doom space and then any other rapper that I'm super into and see what happens. And I did that for Black Thought, and it came out with this, and I was just so happy.
Yeah, now ever since I can remember, I've been living blue collar, searching for something, trying to make a few dollars. I was never too polished and never on the flawless. Them shorties used to tell me I needed a new stylist. When birthdays came, instead of selling me a promise, my mom was dead honest, like, yo, we ain't got it, better be a Rhodes Scholar. Try to make something out of the school of the hood, that be your ghetto alma mater. It's a long drawn out saga like The Godfather, coming up this hard and made a nigga rock solid. Now I'll be the top shotter, heart of a rock. While the boss to learn to move cautious as outsider. I don't take shit for granted. I'm strong single-handed and I ain't quick to panic, but I can't live the planet. My one and only concerns that y'all understand it. If it's understood, then good. I'm taking this advantage. I've been waiting for them cameras. The stage is mine. I'm coming up, but I still got a ways to climb. It ain't a reason I should fall off or change my grind. I'll be alright as long as I heed the danger signs. Come on, I just wanna fly. Can't get away. This type of shit happens every day. This ain't funny, so don't you dare laugh.
Straight and narrow as the flight of a sparrow. Stalking through the jungle, have you paro as a pharaoh with a bad toe. Seat up in a beat up Camaro. How you supposed to shoot for the moon with one arrow and no bow? Don't blow your hibachi. Look like a Ferrari, except it's only a Mirage. Troop it out, but choose to go the stupid route. Caffeine in a half a moon and a putrid mouth. Keep the name out, heck, check the repertoire. Right there where it say who catch wreck and kept it raw. Accepted in the name of Allah, a leopard's paw. Swept it and stepped it like Zakar and Necabar. Ask questions later, villain the invader in a mask full of paper.
Spent the cake on a light rice bowl. Wouldn't waste the weight on a date off the lice pole. Dice roll. It's like he know magic. Hat trick. Writing flows that make little Mikey go spastic. It's so drastic. Pass the cash quick. Don't get your monkey ass kicked for no plastic. Take it all back in a tall pack. Don't stack Bozak. Hit him if you need some more crack. Go pro black. That's the price for a tattered bad advice. At least he got fat 20s and he mad nice.
Your doom.
Autoplay's not on. So, oh, yeah, it is. Let me back that up. So another thing I was hoping I could find on the internet was like an actual MF Doom and New Jabes collab, because that would be so amazing. But I don't think this is a legitimate thing. This is like someone like made a album on their own time, like they made the mix themselves and stuff. I don't remember. I think I listened to it once. I don't remember much about it though. I'll go back to it because that's another artist I really liked a lot was New Jabes. But I found out about him pretty late. Like he already passed away and everything. And I think I found out about him probably just through Samurai Champloo. I was just watching that and I got hooked on that show because the music. I mean, the show itself was really, really cool and interesting too. It was very different, but just like, I love that hip hop, beats and stuff on the subject matter. It was just so, I've never seen it before, and it was extremely interesting. And I guess when I was really young, I think I think music has been a part of my life, mostly just because I've been playing video games a lot when I was younger. Because like when I was really young, I didn't really like listen to music. I would just play a lot of video games, and I would get all these different genres and styles and stuff in the music. In the games. And some of the games would definitely have like hip hop stuff. And I think Jet Set Radio was a big thing for me. I never got to play it when I was younger, but I definitely played like demos and stuff, and the visuals always were so interesting to me. Like whenever I saw it on the shelf or something, I was extremely interested and into it, but like I never got it, and we didn't get much games back then anyways, and we only had the N64. So like we never had, PS1 or Dreamcast. Was that on a Dreamcast? I think it was on Dreamcast, right? Anyways, I'm literally going to listen to this a second time because I really love this song. But then I'll switch to something else.
Yeah, now ever since I can remember, I've been living blue collar, searching for something, trying to make a few dollars. I was never too polished and never on the flawless. Them shorties used to tell me I needed a new stylist. When birthdays came, instead of selling me a promise, my mom was dead honest, like, yo, we ain't got it, better be a Rhodes Scholar. Try to make your son out of the school of the hood, to be your ghetto alma mater. It's a long, drawn out saga like The Godfather, coming up this hard and made a nigga rock solid. Now I'll be the top shotter, heart of a rock While the boss to learn to move cautious as outsider. I don't take shit for granted. I'm strong single-handed and I ain't quick to panic, but I can't live the planet. My one and only concerns that y'all understand it. If it's understood, then good. I'm taking this advantage. I've been waiting for them cameras. The stage is mine. I'm coming up, but I still got a ways to climb. It ain't no reason I should fall off or change my grind. I'll be alright as long as I heed the danger signs. Come on, I just wanna fly. Can't get away. This type of shit happens every day. This ain't funny, so don't you dare laugh.
Straight and narrow,
they, like,
as the flight of a sparrow, stalking through the jungle, having
make
Cairo as a
mild
pharaoh with a bad
reference to
toe.
the song
Seat up in a
that
beat up Camaro.
goes back
How
in.
you supposed to shoot for the moon with one arrow and no bow? Don't blow your hibachi. Look like a Ferrari, except it's only a Mirage. Troop it out. But choose to go the stupid route. Caffeine and a half a moon and a putrid mouth. Keep the name out. Heck, check the repertoire. Right there where it say who catch wrecked and kept it raw. Accepted in the name of a law. A leopard's paw. Swept it and stepped it like Zakar and Necabar. Ask questions later. Villain, the invader in a mask for the paper. Spent the cake on a light rice bowl. Wouldn't waste the weight on a date off the lice pole. Dice roll. It's like he know magic. Hat trick. Writing flows that make little Mikey go spastic. It's so drastic. Pass the cash quick. Don't get your monkey ass kicked for no plastic. Take it all back in a tall pack. Don't stack Bozak. Hit him if you need some more crack. Go pro black. That's the price for a tattered bad advice. At least he got fat 20s and he mad nice.
Your doom.
Alright. So, he was a big inspiration to me. So much so that I said this on Twitter with a couple posts, but just something about him, just the way he did things. I don't know, just like, I mean, I definitely at the point in time, I don't think I've seen anyone like be famous and also wear like a mask usually regularly on like public appearances and stuff. So that was like really cool to me. It was extremely appealing. Like on top of his voice, I'm like, let me find out who this guy is. And he's wearing this crazy awesome mask I've never seen before, because I've never seen like that Gladiator movie. I never saw it, so I didn't have that reference point or anything. So I definitely didn't have that connection or anything. So I'm just like, this is an awesome mask. I've never seen it, and it's really cool. And just the concept of that was really interesting to me. And the basic concept of like Doom and like the Gorillas too, where it's just like I always wanted like, well, that's not true. I didn't always want this, but like I realized that I wanted this the more I hung out with like people and talked to people on like artists that are artists that I like really liked and inspired me on like Twitter and Instagram. I'm like they got their, I don't know, they were like nailing their own voices pretty well, and like they had their own ways for presenting themselves. And I'm like, I want that. So when I started deciding like I really want that, I sat down and tried to make a character that represented who I am. And so completely unconsciously, MF Doom was part of that creation of my character, because I always loved his character of like his name, MF Doom, Metal Face Doom. Like it really was very unconscious, where like that's where my name came from, you know. And I don't know. It was completely... it's just like a testament to how much I really did like him and how important he was to me creatively and in my life in general. Like, at all times, like, I was just always slightly thinking about him, at the very least, you know. So when I sat down and tried to create a character of my own, I didn't even think about it. Crystal Face was born, and then I drew, you know, the little crystal character, and that character itself has had a lot of iterations throughout the years. Oh, maybe not too many different iterations per se. Just, it's been through the art style motions. Like, I've had a lot of different random art styles. So there's been some changes here and there, and especially since inception, because at first he was just like a floating bodiless crystal, and it was just a representation of me. But then I gave the character a body and a specific pose and specific set of clothes and stuff, and then the specific look, the whole Hello Kitty Sanrio style. Nowadays I have a much looser style, so like sometimes I put them in like random clothes. And yeah, but yeah, like day one on my own character's creation, the Crystal Face, you know, it was always just a little homage to Doom. Let's see. So this is such a sick remix of Figaro. I'm gonna go ahead and play it. I really, really love it. And the next, I love Silver King and Vomit Spit so much, so all three I'm just gonna let them play out.
The rest is empty with no brain, but the clever nerd, the best MC with no chain you ever heard. Take it from the Tech 9 holder. They bit and don't know they neck shine from Shinola. Everything that glitter ain't fish scale. Let me think, don't let her faint. Get Ishmael, a shot of Jack, got her back. It's not an act stack. Forgot about the cackalack, holler back, clack, clack, blocker. Villainy, feel him in your heart chakra. Chart topper, start shit stopper. Be a smarter shopper. Shot a cop day around the way, about to stay, but who to know? It's two motor, wonder where the shooter go. About to jet, get him, not a bet, get him. Let him spit the venom, set him, got a lot of shit with him. Let the rhythm hit him. He still can hear his brother voice. We make the joints that make him spread them butter moist. Man, please. States made of panties. From the age of baby hoochies on to the grannies. Ban me the dough rake. Daddy, the flow make her fatty shake. Patty cake for fake. If he wasn't Nita Baker's man, he'd take her for her masters. Hit it once and shake her hand. On some old thank you, ma'am, and ghost her. She can mind the toaster if she signed a poster. A whole host of roller coaster riders. Not enough tracks, hot enough black. It's too hot to handle. You got blue sandals. Who shot you? Who got you? New spots to vandal. Do not stand still. Both show skills close, but no krills. Toast for polils, post no bills. Coast to coast, Joe smokes, flows ill. Go chill, not supposed to overdose. No dose pills. Off sides like Wolf Ride with Starfleet. Off pride kikes now talk wide with Scar Me. Told ya on some get rich shit. As he gets older, he gets colder than a witch's tit. This is it, make no mistakes where my nigga go. Figaro, Figaro.
Peanut Butter Wolf is so amazing
Please
too, by the way.
read from sheets. I
highly recommend Peanut Butter Wolf. If you're into MF Doom, that's something I haven't looked up actually. I don't think I've looked up MF Doom and Peanut Butter Wolf working on together. See, that's the cool thing about MF Doom to me, is that I've looked into so much of his music, and it's like I know so many songs and several albums, right? But there always seems to be something else out there somewhere, and that's so amazing, and that'll probably linger on for like a while too, because I'm sure there's like finished projects right now that are just unreleased, because in the interviews he would always talk about how like part of the issue was just like labels and the business side of stuff. So there's probably like several things that are just all finished up, at least by him. So then like people probably just need to mix it and whatever. So you know, something's already been kind of released. It was like this like new GTA update to the Fly Low FM radio channel. Like there's a couple songs for that already released, right? Like in December 11th or something. I think that's what it was. And I already took a listen to those, and those were pretty cool. A little sour because of the whole passing, but it's gonna be, I think there's probably gonna still be like several new things, you know. You know, in a sense, he'll never like really be gone. Like I'm still gonna be adding to this Doom playlist I have here. I'm actually gonna make it public soon too. Actually, now that I think about it, because I've always had this Doom playlist unlisted, but I'll make it public. I mean, it's not a really big deal or anything, but I just noticed that it's unlisted, so I'm just gonna put it my little collection here. All right. So next up, Danger Doom, Sofa King. That's it.
I am Sofa King.
Scared of a bunch of water, then get out the rain. Order a rapper for lunch and spit out the chain. Then kick a lungy off the tip of his Timbo and trick a honey dip into a game of strip limbo. Odd, he couldn't find no remorse. A wink is as good as a nod to a blind horse. Of course, his technique was from a divine source. Never knew the price of ice or what swine cost. One guy tried to bite the heat. It's when he discovered the other white meat. Oh, the one they hate so well. He sure keeps his cycle like the old Bates Motel. They came to ask him for at least some new tracks, but only got confronted by the beast with two backs. Knock, Mouse is a made man. Villain laid it down like the best laid plan. Bell the cat, who the hell is that near the middle? Got y'all, but it's not all bear and skittles. Prepare the vittles, got riddles and spittles, crystal clear to the jot or the tittle. It's hot off the griddle, came to take the cake whether it's a lot or a little. Kaboom, Doom is nervous large, you could tell by his blooming room service charge. Dark and tall to boot, the only thing was wrong is he was bald as a coot. Used to ran a van from Peter Pan to Red and Tan, and keep the human foot for his dead man's hand. This was when the mask was brand spanking new, before it got rusted from drinking all the brew. Stankin' too, pew, kept all his earnings in the bank in a shoe. Spat what he knew, energy for true. To all fake rap, it's 23 skidoo. Excuse you, any room in the class front? For a blast of the blunt, shrooming since last month. Doom a human in the mask, born to stunt. Danger zooming past, mad fast on the hunt. Keep your streets, we got the city neatly conquered. Discreetly with the CD till they be completely bonkered. The fans demanded it, handle it, swallow it. His own brand of shit, if only he could bottle it. Nah, she could get messy. Feds try to torture him for the secret recipe. He said it's no use, I only know half. No speaker to English, I only do the math. Felt no pain. His brain was saturated with cocaine and Rogaine. He said try scam, no thing, 3-card dead. Fly man go for bling, he got bled. Eye jam over sting, see spots red. I am Sofa King, retard Ed.
Retard Ed. Now repeat all very fast, please. I am Sofa King. Faster. I am Sofa King. No, not so fast. Loses meaning. I am Sofa King Retard Ed. You say funny thing.
Hi Vivi, thanks for stopping by. I just wanted to talk about this for a little bit. I always wanted this figure, and I think I've seen it like once or twice in like a Kid Robot somewhere. This like vinyl figure of Doom. Nowadays it's like super rare. I've seen this too, yeah, Spanky Stokes. I've seen this. This was cool. Like I almost bought one of these, but I don't know. I've never really had too much wiggle room for spending money. So like those figures were pretty expensive. I always wanted one of these though, man. Especially the green coat one. The green coat, like, colorway. This was pretty cool. I don't remember who did Who did this one? Who made this one? Official, unofficial merchandise by Iconoclast Toys. I guess just Joe Flores. Seems like it. Joe Flores. There's also this Dilla, J Dilla. What's it called? Figure that I always wanted to, but that one's also pretty expensive or rare, and can't really find it around much. But next up is Vomit Spit on the playlist. Another one of my favorites. I go back to it a lot.
It's the beat. You hear it in his sleep sometimes. Blare it in your Jeep so your peoples can stare at them rhymes. Real rhymes, not your everyday hologram. Even when ribs was touching, never swallowed the ham. He'd rather eat a sandwich salad. They might need salt like your man's bland ballad. A lot of stuff happens that the news won't tell yous. Blues on L juice, snooze all hell loose. Rake it, take it like the good, the bad, the ugly. Break it rolling through your hood in the caddy buggy. Butter softy, leather flossy, fatty juggy. Always threw me off when she told me, daddy, funk me. I'm like any who's seeds walking all out in the street without any shoes. I guess it's better than some funky socks. You need to get her some skips before she catch the monkeypox. Instead she wanna hit a beatbox, take pills and make fake krills that sheetrock. Sing it, bring it back to your laboratory. While he's in his oratory, glorious like a horror story. The mask is like Jason. They told the place not to let the basket type case in. He could be some kind of wacko, waiting for the chance to heat the pipes like a crack hole. He busted in, blessed be the Lord, who believe any mess they read up on the message board. If so, I got bridges for the Lolo. Same bitch a gold dry, snitch it to the popo. Here, orange peel stoves for the whole tier. Feel like I've been gone over a year, came home to old gear. It was the shit when I first scooped it. At least I get to sit out in New York and curse, stupid. Plead the fifth, sip wine stiffly. Patiently come up and be spiffy in a jiffy. Gift for the grind, criminal mind shifty. Swift with the 9 through a 5950. Well educated, he heard it when he meditated in deep theta. Let her hate the Greek plater. Dedicated cheap skater who keeps data. Say he stays self-medicated to sleep later. Side effects are similar to sugar pill. Whoever go next on the mic, he put a booger ill. And made his exit on some calm shit. Begged him on the regular for kegs of more vomit spit.
Love that last part. Oh, this one's really good too. I'm trying to jump around in the playlist, but I really love this one. But maybe I'll get back to it or whatever. But Mad Villain is such an amazing album. That kind of threw me off track because I was about to say something, but I don't remember. Anyways, Easy Ill is definitely one of my favorites. I think about this one a lot.
I don't know. Although you know the guy? I heard of him. It's alright. Well, is he ill? Yes. Do he really fit the bill? Yes. Spit and kill? Yes. Keep things real? Yes. Know the drill? Yes. From the ledge edge? Yes. Still? Yes. Catch rack the will? Yeah. Is he ill? Yes. Do he really fit the bill? Yes. Spit and kill? Yes. Keep things real? Yes. Know the drill? Yes. The ledge edge? Yes. Still? Catch rack and will? Today's forecast, slight chance of flurries, slight slim chance that they might dance to worries. Won't know what to say, break to a cutaway, doom like the rain, known to come back another day, like this day, like nowadays. Be right there, like our way, give me half a light, yeah. Same time it take y'all to drink a light beer. Feel the wrath of the truth is like a calf a nightmare. Whoever got the cash, the mic, the both right here. What more can I say? Keep your sights clear. Bare facts, strip naked to bare backs. He only came to jack red tracks for your earwax. Oh snap, you hear that? Nah. Doom stay way up in the cut like Ma and Pa. When he come out, you dumb out. There you go, the villain with the illest float in all of Mexico. All foes on, so when he leave out, let me know. Just so I can breathe out before I let go. Rappers is like Satchmo, that you best know. Invest in free dough like Matthew, let's go. Followed by hailstorm, snow and earthquakes. Give out more toothaches than first birthday cakes. The more we reverse scripts, the worse they fake. To beat y'all with dimes of dummy ambassador shape. Now you got a rhyme tummy ache by mistake. You can't call it, you can't call Jake. Call Cannonball Face, dictates and stay in great shape. Today rap game is like one big date rape. The name ring bell like ring ding dong. He could never be wrong like Ling Ting Tong. Once heard a hit song sounded like an annoying gong. It's so whack, I ain't wanna hit the bong. Now who get iller with the pen than I do? And in it just to get the Benjamin like Netanyahu. Let the God bless you like Achu. Get you like what's that on your chest? Got you. PNS feet, good for you as shredded wheat. As well as good as shredded by the metal-headed lead feet. Son 'em and dead 'em like a dad that's deadbeat. Beat 'em like a dead horse, nasty as red meat. Doom memorized rhymes and still forgot. Call it how he see it and kill a shot like Willard Scott. In the place to be like no iller spot. To spill or not, it's like a chilling thriller plot. Starring the villain as the Black Jesus. If it ain't the yak or the jack, it's Grey Goose. Still can stay loose off grape juice regardless. Nevertheless, did his best on the retarded test. It's trick questions. Always kept a cheat sheet on the microphone. A rapper before Beat Street. And beat meet that MF Doom, he stay true. If you online, check the site and FAQ. Is he ill? Do he really fit the bill? Spit to kill. Keep the game real. Know the drill. The ledge edge. Still. Can he catch record will? Is he ill? Do he really fit the bill? Spit to kill. And keep things real. Know the drill. The ledge edge. Still. Can he catch record will?
So that's when he had this like just a mask he spray painted himself, like just like from any random store. Concept was still there. Now I really love this one a lot too. I'll put this one in. Ninth Wonder. I found out about Ninth Wonder, I think also just because of Doom. And I started going in on his stuff, and his stuff's pretty awesome too. Like I really liked his work. So this one's by Tommy Ruffin, featuring MF Doom, The Old Law, produced by Ninth Wonder. This one's a really, really sick track. I love the sample in the first bit here.
Tommy and Doom, right in the building.
You made me put the mask on. You gonna get what you asked for.
Hey yo, I gotta make my introduction in kind of in a formal way. And sneak attack them like them planes on the normal days. Like every time Tommy touched the town, the song would play. If you haven't guessed it by now, I was born to spray. See, these dudes be knowing that's why they do the funny shit. And my excuse when it go off is my finger slip. Anytime I tour the field, I bring the extended clip. Just in case your team wanted, we'll do the extended mix. I come from a dying breed, I'm filed under the old law. My verses outbreak nasty as herpes cold sore. And how you want that with a side of mash of coleslaw? And for dessert we got heat slugs and broke jaws. You a clown artist, when you move you make me laugh. You like a hag, you go call the cops and take the stash. They get no dap, I leave them hanging like yellow cabs.
Who's the boss? What size is them shoes of yours? Answer me these questions, 3 to get across. True or false? We the wrong crew to cross. Swing, that's the thing he's known better for. Beam is like a laser level. Aim it till it's straighten out. Do your best to graze the devil. He told him, hold up, bass and trap after the punchline. Give me here, I'll show you how to do it right. When he put the mask on, he screw it tight, it's stupid light. As for the rhymes, I'll give y'all fair warning, it's crack. Quit or catch a heart attack. Up in some bum shack. The track was like a thorn in his back. Souped up hoopty pinto off a pimp my whip. Sharper than a thumbtack. Get a grip, leave it a dag mess for beer. There ain't no need to trip. Indeed, he rips scripts. Burning like a bag of cess from here to Jabib.
I love that bit where he's like well, that's actually one of my favorite things also I haven't really said, is that he would always, not always, but like a lot of the times he would do sound effects and stuff. And I always found that super interesting and very fun addition to like the whole thing. Alright. Probably gonna end it kind of soon. I've been at it for a while. But let's it's not, I mean, I'm still gonna listen to like, I don't know, another 10 of these or something. All caps is such a... Crosshairs is so great too. That is really good. These are all good. It's hard to choose, honestly, because this is like... Picking favorites is so hard, but all caps is so instantly classic, so let's listen to that. And the next one is super amazing.
So nasty that it's probably somewhat of a travesty having me. Then he told the people you can call me your majesty. Keep your battery charged. You know it won't stick, yo. And it's not his fault you kick slow. Shoulda let your chick hold your sick glow. Plus nobody couldn't do nothing once he let the brick go. And you know I know that's a bunch of snow. The beat is so butter. Peep the slow cutter as he utter the calm flow. Don't talk about my mom, yo. Sometimes he rhyme quick, sometimes he rhyme slow, or vice versa. Whip up a slice of nice verse pie. Hit on the first try villain. The worst guy spot hot tracks like spot a pair of fat asses. Shots of the scotch from out the square shot glasses. And he won't stop till he got the masses. Show them what they know not through flows of hot molasses. Do it like the robot to headspin to boogaloo. Took a few minutes to convince the average boogaloo. It's ugly, like look at you, it's a damn shame. Just remember all caps when you spell the man name. And you know it like a poet, like baby doll. I bet she tried to say she gave me her all. She played ball. All bets off, the villain got the dice rigged. And they say he accosted the man with the sliced wig. Allegedly, the investigation is still ongoing. In this pesky nation, he got the best con flowing. The pot doubles, now they really got troubles. Madman never go like snot bubbles.
Here we go.
High Mason, you bet your life, baby. That's right, I'm down here with the world's most popular drinking areas, you understand? The South. Yeah, where everything is nice and they do it right. And everybody here is waiting for the $1 million jackpot number to come up, man. And you know, there's a lot of sincere confusion about just what the doctor said.
To the head, the new June moon soon on a blue lagoon shoe as doom zooms in on a platoon.
Too much to do.
Sniper elite, swipe him off the street on this type of heat beat. Stranger on a solo, Miss Flow, Dolo, paid. Played the position by the pole's glow. Heard it on the TV promo. Swear it ain't me in the PE logo. Remote control in his overcoat polo. Going for broke, get the dough, float on the go-go. Hopes and praise out of phase with the straight through the middle cruise. Hate the new riddle too late, too little. Operation Doomsday complete. On Jump Street, dump the heat.
Trying to know who's gonna take the responsibility if they gonna...
Bill, one shot, one kill. Spotted him, got his off the top, done deal. Spill your guts, they said the Don dead good. You could ask a dread in your hood or John Edward. The truth is in the verse, not on the bottle bottom. Black Devils is the worst, first you gotta spot them. Ain't never get stuck on their boats. And don't give a fuck if you get near votes. At most, he may exchange pleasantries. Really don't go for the sex change energies. Or Ben and Jerry's berries. Friends will make pretend fairies who take men's cherries. Just don't boycott his shit. The fake First Amendment falls, the plot mischievous midget.
Bells of Doom is pretty awesome. Oh no, that's his name.
Hey, watch out. How much you pay to come in here?
Oh no.
$3?
Front row of the cat fight, cash tight, brighted up flashlight. Last night was a ball. Lost the eye off the fly, y'all. Bloody tabby fell head first off the drywall. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. It's like the quickening, quit your sickening bickering. Thing is kicking in, the wicket's flickering. The supermodel frickin' villain, what you do thick and thin. Oh no, the beat is like go-go and puffin'. Except there ain't no pork in the beans up in the buffet. He ain't lying, record vexes as a rat bite. Sent it as a beam, text message off the satellite. Reflected like solar bright.
That's right.
When he hold a mic, he run the mic like Dolomite. It don't match the decor, but do these dame drawers. Give a round of applause for Rudy Ray Moore.
Yes!
Smell the piss on the restroom floor. No doors, horse testing the course, need more $3 on the tab where the cash. Easy stash, show off the ass, get past faster than an avalanche holding snow. This is Codigo. Club thugs filling up the show, trying to overdose. And the bounces of haters, they act tight, and these drunk ass niggas always trying to fist fight. Ain't no wrong, tell them.
That's right.
They blow more smoke than the motorbike's tailpipe. Seen the villain chillin', had to pay a visit, superhuman shit. Raise the ceiling while I raise a million. While I'm in the building, bitches sitting, catching major feelings. Like a bad case of intervention, straight venting. Cat fight still appealing to my inner vision. Try to Mac in the back during that intermission.
This is really good too, but oof. This will be the last one. Doomsday. I haven't heard this one in forever. Let's get beef rap.
I haven't eaten all day. How am I gonna do this?
Yeah,
man?
don't wait for her, man. Don't wait for her. I'll tell you what, man. Come with me now, and I'll get you some lunch. I'll hook you up with something. I got a little bag, no problem.
I hear you. That's cool.
All right, it's cool.
Hey, can't you guys just wait here about a half hour, man?
Yo, I'll be back, man. I'm just gonna munch up a little bit, man. I'm pretty hungry. Yo, let him come back.
Here you will find food for your body, as well as comfort for your troubled mind. I'd really like some soup.
Bread and butter.
Of course, my friend. But haven't you had? I'm not.
Oh, food at last.
How's it making here?
Regular storage procedure. The same as the other food.
What other food?
Fish. Protein. Grass. Go ahead.
Now what happened?
Well, the cop got. Next morning, I went to the store to get some food.
Bread and butter.
They arrested me.
I'll save you.
Thank you.
Would you like a snack? Thanks for the drink. Operation Doomsday complete. All units are close casualty. Damage invested. Enough. You talk of the people's rights. The people have only those rights which I choose to give them. And that is for their own good. Believe me. I do. They disappoint me. They must work faster. But the prisoner? Ah, yes. The young traitor who is trying to turn my people against me. Watch him. I have special plans for that one.
Beef rap can lead to getting teeth capped or even a reef from armed dudes on some grief crap. I suggest a change of diet. It can lead to high blood pressure if you're fried, or even a stroke, heart attack, heart disease. It ain't no starting back once arteries start to squeeze. Take the easy way out, phony. Until then, they know they wouldn't be talking that baloney in the bullpen. So disgusting, pardon self as I discuss this. They talk a wealth of shit and they ain't never seen the justice. Bust this like a cold milk from out the toilet. 2 batteries, some Brillo, and some foil, he'll boil it. You'd be better off in PC glued. And it's a feud, so don't be in no TV mood. Every week it's mystery meat, seaweed stewed.
Food. We need food.
He wears a mask just to cover the raw flesh. A rather ugly brother with flows that's gorgeous. Drop dead joints hit the whips like bird shit. They need it like a hole in their head or a third tit.
Her bra smell, his cards say "Ah hell." Barred from all bars and kicked out the Carvel. Keep a cooker where the jar fell, and keep a cheap hooker that's off the hook like Marvel. Top bleeding, maybe fella took the loaded rod gear. Stop feeding babies colored sugar-coated large squares. The ard peer swears and God fears. Even when it's rotten, you've gotten through the hard years. I wrote this note around New Year's, off a couple of shots and a few beers. But who cares? Enough about me, it's about the beats. Not about the streets and who food he about to eat. A rhyming cannibal who's dressed to kill and cynical. Whether is it animal, vegetable, or mineral. It's a miracle how he gets so lyrical and proceed to move the crowd like an old Negro spiritual. For a meal, do a commercial for Mellow Yellow. Tell them devils hell no, say y'all own jello. We hollered krills, she swallowed pills. He followed flea collared $3 bills and squilked for Halalville. A yellow pill, dig the real. It's how the big ballers deal. Twirl a L after every meal. What up? To all rappers, shut up with your shutting up and keep a shirt on, at least a button up. Yuck. Is the rhymers are stripping males, out of work jerks since they shut down Chippendales. They chipping nails, doom, chipping scales, let alone the pre-orders that's counted off shipping sales. This one goes out to all my people, skipping bail, dipping jail, whipping tail and sipping ale. Like the doobie till it glow like a ruby, after which they couldn't find the villain like Scooby. He's in the lab on some old Buddha monk shit, overproof drunk shit, but who'da thunk it? Punk try and ask why ours be better. Could be the Iron Mask or the Cosby sweater. Yes, you, who's screwed by the dude on the CD, nude. We need food.
Wait, bring him to me.
Adult Swim presents Danger Doom.
What else?
Why did you buy this album? I don't know why you did. You're stupid.
I do love this song though. Alright. Let's get it.
Yourself.
The super flow with more jokes than Bazooka Joe, a mix between Superfly Snooker and the Super Hole. True MC like El Super Libre, digest a group and sell the poop on eBay. Danger with the vest screaming, shoot the DJ. Doom clicking over, 2 chickens, 3-way. 4 in the 5, a cork on the freeway. Villain find a way to make 'em pay whatever we say. State your intentions. I really love your tape, but I hate your inventions. Very well, what you want, a brownie? He took off the mask and whispered, put me where you found me. He kept his paper digits in a chunk. Once joined a rap clique, midgets into crunk. Did a solo on the oboe. Could've sold $1 million, then the villain went for Dolo. And cited creative differences. Basically they hated, he left no jaded witnesses. Rappers suck when they spit, I doubt them. The crap they sing about, you wanna slap the fucking shit out them. Time waits for no man. On a blind date, a lover with a slow chrome hand. Judge them by his shoes, hot smelly brogan. Buzz them with the news, called them pot-bellied Conan. No prick barbarian, a strict baritarian, a sick pair of merry men. The beat is like a swift kick in the rear end. The stiff made her lose the lipstick and hairpin. He said, damn, act like you know me. Even with the mask on, show me what you owe me. Tell her brush her grill and wash her face and at home, man. Do my leg got like and you wash a got kubo, man. What we have here is a failure to communicate. If you're gonna hate, might at least get your rumors straight about doing the great. A lot more confident, came a long way since the days we had to rhyme for rent. It was time well spent, vented, spelt, dented, hell bent it, and heaven sent it. A wire is dead, he's in it for the cash flow. Like to send a big up to firehead Lazo. Let a brother know once you lasso Hasbro. So when he come with Destro, he gets no hassle. Could hardly get a word in and wondered what the damage is to retain Harvey Birdman.
Danger! It's me, your old buddy, Shake. I heard you're doing a little project and, you know, I hear you talked to some other people, and I thought you were smarter than that. But obviously I am wrong, because you know my rapping is the shit. I don't give it out for free, though, so, I'll do it. Feel free to call me at my number, which you have.
Alright. So this one stood out super a lot too. and also introduced me to MC Paul Barman. I didn't do too much of a deep dive on him though, but I did listen to like one album and a couple random like songs, and I liked his style because it was comparable in a way. It was just so weird, and that's what's attracted to me. That's what I'm attracted to with like, that's what I like so much about Doom, is just how weird it is. So it's like Paul Barman kind of has this like really weird style too, and he makes some really strange decisions on some of his music, on some of his tracks. So it's like very appealing to me in like the kind of same sense.
I'm old school. This mic is my pro tool. I'm 3 apples high. I live in a toadstool like a smurf. Everyone at birth is given x-ray specs, but they underuse them to undress the opposite sex. Holy guacamole. Let's get this rap cash, cause art right now is on some slapdash, clap trap, crap trash. Leave me here, save yourself.
Okay, pass me the wallet, I'll send help. Now who drank the last brew? They turn off my cell again, the bill was way past due. Gosh, tell a friend but don't let them gas you. It's all just hogwash, now back to the castle.
Where's that?
Parts unknown. When I'm home, the seas throw darts at the throne. No tart taste to the whole cakes, no jakes. And first place in the go-kart race.
No breaks! Teach peace to the babies, we're all the same.
At least for the whole sake.
Stepped on an undisclosed rape.
Catch a nose ache. Y'all flows is fake.
Yodelay, he who wants to be my protege. Me too. So parrot back it, I'm an underlined carrot bracket. Greater than or equal to, but greater than 4 stars, greater than straight A report cards, greater than poor sports and divorce courts or sports bars.
What's the mission?
Making thunder-shaking blunders in this outfit undertaking on a fun-filled run until...
It ain't all about the dollar bill. You can be dead broke
and be a scholar still.
That's true. What question should I ask you?
What type of ill type of tricks do the masks do?
Okay, what type of ill tricks do the masks do?
The faceplate remove and I give chicks tattoos.
But then they can see your face.
I make them look the other way. I almost caught a case off that same shit the other day. And Grady's truck is where I first got lucky. In the 80s now I make the ladies say yucky like Sandy.
Bullocks, that milk mustache is bull snot.
On your ball spot.
No, that's what I call hot!
I feel like in that song they're really having fun with it. They're just back and forth. I don't know, it's just, I can feel so much like fun off of it, and I can almost hear the smile on like Paul's face, you know, especially especially the first half. I don't know, you can almost hear the smile on his face. GG Doom, I highly recommend. They're like remixes of like, I think Mad Villain. Well, I think the remixes of like anything that Doom's made, and it's Grip Grand, and I should do more research on Grip Grand because all I know about him is this remix album, and it's so good. Like, I really, really loved it. So super recommend that. I actually really love this one. Yeah, let's do this one. Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
We need food. What are you doing there? I'm rapping. Yeah. No, I see that. What for? Money. Got I want just some sturdy bitches and hoes. There's some candy for my nose. Some diamond stones. A roll with my chrome. Hey, genius. You even know what that means? What does it mean? Where's the keyboards and the tambourine and the guitar? You know, I mean, the stuff that like white people like. You want a piano? Something badass. Like, I don't know, like REO Speedwagon or something. Yeah.
Hey yo, I know this dude, right? Carl, he wore tight blue sweats but wasn't glued too tight. All he had upstairs was a crude light. You think that's weird? He lived next door to a food fight. Howdy danger, much obliged for the beat guard. Even though you still eat lard by the meat ward. Mesquite charge, speaking of which or who. Voice all squeaky like they tuned it up a pitch or two. A chunk of burnt up witch's brew, get your crew. See if they can't get past the stench of the stew. It stank like a septic tank full of pig poo. He mostly only turned into a Frank or an igloo. Switch your view to the brother with the fried dreads, not to be confused with the incense-selling tie heads. His name rhymes with Mike, cock. You could call him live wire eye sockets, Frylock. able to shoot electricity through his eyeballs and blast all through your single-sided brick and drywall. More interesting than professional wrestling. When he's online, you can find him on instant pestering. What's up with your boy? He's not a soft or hot drink. Whoever don't like it could suck his straw. It's hot pink. On some junk like Gucci on a classy hoe. Might splash you in the face with nuclear pistachio. Make a fast breaker, that'll be the last mistake that ass to make. Is what you get for messing with Master Shake. Look out, don't block the screen, son, lunge across. Trying to watch Adult Swim, Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Rock this cult hymn, sock your mean younger boss. Psh. Adult Swim, Aqua Teen Hunger Force. He often wondered, should he get the logo tatted to his woody? He could be #1 in the hood, G. Easily.
Shake, Colin. You know, I just got off the phone with somebody else, and that wasn't about you. That was about me being upset about something else. I shouldn't have called you what I did, because I like you so much. I'm really looking forward to us working together. And just as now that I'm calm, and after I've apologized profusely, probably too much, I am available. Call me, doggy. Woof.
Shake's voice actor, I've always super loved his voice. I'm kind of blanking on his name right now. Something with a C, I think. Anyways, I used to see him at cons, and he would do, he would really have like really funny panels at cons and stuff. And then I used to listen to a podcast he does called Drunk on Disney, I think. And I mostly just listen just to hear his voice, to be honest, because his voice is so incredibly different and weird, super weird. And listening to, and like that's one of my biggest appeals for Doom is like his weird voice. So listening to a track with both of them on it is really, really interesting to me. That's super funny, super cool. All right, Let's get another 3 in there. Oh, Curls is so good. Money Folder's great. Figaro, we already heard like a mix of Figaro, so we'll chill with that one. Fancy Clown is amazing. Rhinestone Cowboy though, I haven't heard that one in a long time and I love it. Curls is so good. Let's do Curls first and then Rhinestone Cowboy. The second it starts, man.
Villain get the money like curls. They just trying to get a nut like squirrels in his mad world. Land of milk and honey with the swirls, where reckless naked girls get necklaces of pearls. Compliments of the town jeweler, left back now schooler, trying to sound cooler. On the microphone known as the crown ruler. Never lied to Ma when we said we found the moolah. $500-something laying right there in the street. Now let's try and get something to eat. Then he turned 4 and started flowing to the poor. That's about when he first started going raw. Kept the dro in the drawer. A rhyming klepto who couldn't go up in the store no more. His life is like a folklore legend. Why you're so stiff, you need to smoke more, brethren. Instead of trying to riff with the broke war veteran. Split made him swore he saw heaven, he was 7. Yup, you know it. Growing up too fast. Showing up to class with my wet in a flask. He asked the teacher if he leave, will he pass? His girl is home alone, he trying to get the... If you wanna sip, get a paper water fountain glass. How I'm supposed to know where your mouth been last? Hand so fast, you can outspin flash. Known to smoke a whole mountain of hash to the ash. Boom, bass, leave the room with the stash. Assume it's in the smash, doom, get the cash.
So awesome. Oh man, you should, like, so good. Alright, Rhinestone Cowboy.
Great. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Hold a cold one like he hold an old gun, like he hold a microphone and stole the show for fun, or a foe for ransom. Flows is handsome, O's in tandem, anthem, random, tantrum, phantom of the grand old opry, ask the dumb hottie, mask, pump shotty, somebody stop me, hardly come sloppy on a retarded hard copy, after rockin' parties he departed in a jalopy. Watch the drop top poppy, known as the grimy, limey, slimy, try me, blind me. Simply smashing in a fashion that's timely. Mad villain dashing in a beat rhyme crime spree. We rock the house like rock and roll. Got more soul than a sock with a hole. Set the stage with a goal to have the game locked in a cage, getting shocked with a pole. Overthrow it like throwing Rover a biscuit. A lot of bitches think he's overly chauvinistic. Let go his dick if that's the case. Rats with a waist, there's more cats to chase. Dogs, he got it like new powers. Woke up broke and spit the shit in a few hours. Sheesh, been released since the Glee Club. Had your fans saying please make me a dub. Well, since you asked kindly, where he been behind the mask, who can't find me? You're blind, in the wine zone, leave your mind blown. When he shine with the 9, he's a rhinestone. Cowboy. Oh no. Goony Google, loony cuckoo like Ariganu off Newsoo Review. But who knew the mask had a loose screw? Hell could hardly tell, had to tighten it up like the Drells and Archie Bell.
Oh, have you?
The hyperbase wasn't even tweaked and it leaked into cyberspace. Couldn't wait for the snipes to place, at least a track listing, bold print typeface. Stop for a year, come back with thumbtacks, pop for the beer. We're hip-hop sharecroppers, used to wear flip-flops, now rare gear coppers. He's in it for the quiche, you might as well not ask him for no free shit, capiche? Oh, my aching hands, from raking in grams and breaking in mic stands. Villain, the smile stun your chick, while he put himself in your shoes, run your kicks. You heard it on the radio, tape it, play it in your stereo, your crew will go ape shit. Raw lyrics, he smells them like a hunch, the same intuition that tells him spike the punch. Curses, he's truly the worstest with enough rhymes to spread throughout the boundless universes. Let the beat blast, she told him wear the mask, he said you bet your sweet ass. It's made of fine chrome alloy, find him on the grind, he's the rhinestone cowboy.
I love it when he does it. Alright, so gonna finish up with the supervillain theme and probably one more after that, and then hit it with Doomsday. I just love the supervillain theme so much.
Come get it done. Yeah.
Where's the autoplay button? Alright, so the next one I want to put on is like one of my favorites, but it's funny because I don't even know anything about the people on this track except Doom, but it's so amazing, and I definitely need to research them because I don't know, I just like, you know, it's one of those times, especially a long time ago, I was just searching for anything with Doom in it, and this was one of them. It was an amazing track.
Flatbush born, mingled with the children of the corn. Performed, got in the game 8 years before lost in the storm. Remember St. James, Gates and Green? On hurdle. Got a few chips relocated to Waverly and Myrtle. Model chicks of Willoughby, Fulton Straight, Estee Lauder. Spike Lee's up the street, grew and Primo is up the corner. Easy Mo B was being more easy on Clinton. Got my LG niggas with luggage, straight tripping. I think Master Ace was over there on Lafayette. Daddy was in Best I created the Sonic of Stat. In Marcy there was the Jazz, while Kane was on Lewis Ave. I'm from Vanderbilt, where niggas here don't take out the trash. We don't rap for nothing, we're all about hush pass. As a youth with a foreign brow taking your bus pass. He's the star and buck in Crown Heights with a smoke shop. Or my nigga freezing Bushwick with all that Spanish choke chop.
After coming from a battle KRS-One, not for cash money, but for a charity. That the Rev run, seen DMC coming from EPs and D. Just bought T, the product GMB from GNC. Hopped on the train, seen Lil Wayne, chipped it for a few minutes. He came from the hieroglyphics exhibit down there. Helter Skelter, someone buck shots. It was held at the Galleria by me and the X-Ups and Dot. Dr. Dre arrived too late. Someone left with a scratch, one person was maced, another with a scarred face. Corrupt cops began to snoop, question Slum Dillingers. The only clue they had was a Timberland and Dad's Dillinger. Death Squad heard nothing. Royce didn't talk, described the gunman. 5'9" on a police report, they lied. He had an alibi, drove to Cypress Hill with Jalil sold cannabis and ecstasy pills. When the cops rolled up, doors locked, heads fled. Someone said Larry, who shot up the spot, the dead prez pointed to Swab House. Appointed to D12, saw the cops. Larry's Adidas shell sped like D12. Jake's chase, lost him and they tried to get details. They saw a P-Rock, he quickly answered, you didn't see L. In Larry crib, found on safe, no key to the locks. Opened it, was a bomb, 3 seconds left on the clock. Bye. So there you go, sound like someone you know. Got you thinking he gon' hook you up and help you blow. But then you don't, so now you broke. Spend time in the studio, look all you don't. You feeling low, take any deal they throw. Don't recoup that advance, then it's them you owe. Without a hot song, you can't show. In this business, not the sound of this.
Super, Villain's the name, still in the game, the same biz. What's in face, told y'all what the name of the game is. Downtown on the skip stop, crisp new Tim's. Damage on my corns like flip-flops, and who's him? Rap cats act brave as hell. Get on the mic and turn gangsta on some yeah shit like Dave Chappelle. More like Screech, saved by the bell. Black man on some my man's man, and them is Shaq man. Then they get on the first year later, get their first hater, their first pair of gators. To the perpetrators, he's the unknown comic who spit on the microphone and chunks of thrown vomit. It's just a shame, bust this aim. Lust for fame, crushed his frame. Like what's his name? And what's him call it? Remind him of Mini-Me. With Minnie Mouse and Gucci from her coochie to her skinny me like shirt kinks, earthlings. Cool hand Luke, who dropped jewel that influenced the youth like puke. All he do is puke and he in need of a speedy line. He said, every rhyme I mastermind like CD Vine. You greedy swine, don't eat pork. In the streets of New York, you out of place like Mork. From York, all pop the cork. Drop me in Newark Airport, I'm supposed to New York. But what's all the fuss about? Hush up your big mouth. I sent her out to see Grim to bust him out the big house. Yup, see that's how rumors get started. A certified older cat who don't get carded. Doom could write a rhyme on demand and get money as if he had time on his hand. And when he not in the lab doing flows and vocals, he out in the streets throwing bowls with the locals. Never underestimate the next man's thirst. It could be way far worse than a whole jar of Starburst. He keeps those by the pound load. MCs run from current location like download. I think it's rather spectacular how they come out their neck, bite and suck like Dracula. In case you just tuned in, once again we're here with a super villain known as hip hop's Gunga Din.
And there you go. This is a classic for sure. I kind of wanted to listen to a specific one though. What was it though? Oh, Lightworks. Oh, I freaking love Lightworks. Alright, this is the last one, and then I'm hitting Doomsday.
What is the magic that makes one's eyes sparkle and gleam, light up the skies? The name of the game is Lightworks.
I see you're peeing in your pants, little sissy boy.
Jerks. Welcome to the octagon, lay a player flat before the trainer felt his clock was on. Keep your socks torn, it's a boxathon with hard rock, black rock, Iran's going barbers on. Curled up, beggar laying on the canvas instead of in the ready position like praying mantis. Scissors, land this grand fist sandwich, stand switch, slamp on stitches, switch hands itch. Damn snitch, any street corner could be the platform to meet defeat. Corner wonder, watch your mouth jaw, southpaw, ouch floor. Doubt your clout more about raw outscore. Boy, off the leash like UFC, off the beat, off your feet like two lefties. FUBs, heifer please, lost a few to stew beef, new referees. What a remarkable team, show your teeth.
Sparkle and gleam. The name of the game is light works. Light up the slips. The name of the game is light works.
Wipe off slight smirks. The match was mapped out. Get jabbed and crap slapped out, tapped out. Either the lunch bin or chokehold time. Munchkins get punched in like vocal rhyme.
Shine is that sparkling beam. The name of the game is light works. Light up the slips. The name of the game is light works.
The right hurts.
Universal beatdown.
Wipe off slight smirks. I love that part. Light up the spliffs. Name of the game is Lightworks. This has been good. Just like talking about it. Alright.
Mic check.
After this, I'm finishing the stream. Thank you for hanging out and joining me.
Come through, dig the sound. I used to cop a lot, but never cop no drop. Hold mics like ponytails tight and bobble ops. Stop, stick around, come through and dig the sound of the fly brown 606 cycle who throws a dick around. Bound to go 3 plat, came to destroy rap. It's an intricate plot of a b-boy strap. Fem stack cats get kidnapped. Then release a statement to the press, let the rest know who did that. Metal fist terrorists, claim responsibility. Broken household name usually set in hostility. What is MF, you silly? I like to take ments to the end for 2 milli. Do-do-do-do-do, that's an audio daily double. Rappers need to fall off just to save me the trouble. Yo, watch your own back, came in and go out alone, black. Stay in the zone, turn H2O to cognac. On doomsday, ever since the womb till I'm back where my brother went, that's what my tumor say. Right above my government doomulate, either unmarked or engraved, hey, who's to say? I wrote this one in BCDCO section. If you don't believe me, go get bagged and checked in. Cell number 17, I'm under the top bunk. I say this not to be mean, was bad luck, a pop junk. Pop the trunk on C-Cypher leave him left scraped, God forbid. If ain't no escape, blame MF tape. Definition super villain, a killer who loved children, one who is well skilled in destruction as well as building. While Sidney Sheldon teaches the trife to be trifer, I'm trading science fiction with my man, a live lifer. A Pied Piper, holler a rhyme, a dollar and a dime, do his thing, ring around the white collar crime. Get out my face, asking about my case, need toothpaste. Professor mint, monkey style nigga to death to death. And dope fiends still in their teens. Shook niggas turn witness. Real men's mind their own business. That's the difference between sissy pissy rappers is double dutch. How come I hold a microphone double clutch? COs make rounds, never have ox found on shakedown, lockdown, wet dreams of Fox Brown. On doomsday, ever since the womb till I'm back where my brother went. That's what my tumor say. Right above my government doomulate, either unmarked or engraved, hey, who's to say? Doomsday, ever since the womb till I'm back to the essence, read it off the tomb. Either engraved or unmarked grave, who's to say? Pass the mic like Pastor P's like they used to say. Some MFers don't like how Sally walk. I tell y'all fools is hella cool, her ladies from Cali talk. Never let it interfere with the Yeti ghetto slang. Nicknames off nipple and tip of nipples metal fang. Known amongst hoes for the bang bang. Known amongst foes for flow without no talking orangutans. Only gin and tang, guzzle out a rusty tin can. Me and this mic is like yin and yang. Clang, crime don't pay. Listen, you, it's like me holding up the line at the kissing booth. I took her back to the truck, she was uncool. Spitting all out the sunroof through her missing tooth. But then she has a sexy voice, sound like Jazzy Joyce. So I turned it up faster than a speeding knife. Strong enough to please a wife. Able to drop today's math in the 48 keys of life. Cut the crap for his rap. Touch the mic and get the same thing an Arab would do to you for stealing. What the devil? He's on another level. It's a word, no a name. MF, the super villain. Doomsday.
Thanks for hanging out. Gone way too soon for sure. I was always looking forward to new things from him. Love and prayers to his family. Can't imagine how they must be feeling. Rest in peace, man.